This is
The handbag husband.
the handbag husband. Yay!
Bright and early.
Firenze. These are pretty impressive. So today we are here in the beautiful Piazzale Michelangelo in Firenze to do another episode, another in the series of our Hermes 101 video. Because in the past we had talked about what is the process of getting an Hermes, what is the value of the Hermèscapades and having someone to Hermèscapade with, someone who's beautiful like you, baby boo, as well as what are quota bags, why are there quota bags, and why would anyone want them. But today what we want to talk about is something that was, I think, one of the biggest challenges that we had early on, is kind of deciding which bag should one go after, whether it is, the traditional Kelly, the Birkin, or the Constance. But today we're going to talk about specifically the Kelly bag, kind of why it rose to prominence, why we chose it, and why we value it, and why it represents pretty much the majority of the bags that we have. So we'll talk about all those different things and why someone would want to get the Kelly bag. Now, before we get into it though, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and we're always going to try to bring you the best bag candy, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help our channel grow, and of course we're so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Grazie mille, molto grazie. But also because it'll mean you get notified when our newest Hermes content comes out. All right, let's talk about that beautiful Kelly bag. So I guess one of the big decisions that you had to make, and I had to make, and I guess we made together, but you kind of made and I did it with you, was what is the first kind of quota bag that you want to go after? Because there are really the main three, right? There's the Constance, the Birkin, and the Kelly. And I think you and I both agree, and we agreed early on, that Kelly is sort of more our speed. And I think a lot of it has to do with the origins of the Kelly and how it came about, and this kind of classic beauty versus some of the hip and coolness that goes along with some of the other bags. Because the Kelly actually existed prior to the beautiful and charming Grace Kelly, Princess Grace Kelly, that is, as far back as like the 30s. But I think it didn't really come to prominence until she began to use the bag. And in fact, it was in one of the Alfred Hitchcock movies that she had the Hermes Kelly bag, not Kelly yet, but the Kelly bag that we know now as the Kelly, and she used it and she fell in love with it, and then it really exploded once she became the princess and once she started to hide her baby bump with the Kelly bag. But ultimately what that did is solidify that bag as the just such a classic, charming, like very chic, very royal type of bag. And it's really been kind of exploding ever since. So that's sort of the background, right? It rose to prominence as Grace Kelly, and I think realistically, now that I know the story behind the Kelly, it even adds more value to it. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But overall, why do you like the Kelly bag?
Because it's hard to open. No, just kidding. No.
It is more secure, yeah, sure.
It doesn't look as casual as Birkin, for sure, right? But I mean, yes, it looks classic, but I mean, even with the bigger size,
Yeah,
it can be very casual.
I agree.
And
I agree.
And plus, the Beausoleil and Retourné, there's so many options that you can mix and match and
Yes.
like play with it,
Yes.
customize. So, and I feel like Kelly has a little more options than Birkin.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why in both of our collections, Kelly is more represented. And really, Hermes is built more around the Kelly than it is the Birkin. I know as of late, Birkin is one of the most popular bags, although I do think that's sort of waning again. I think it's swerving back to the Kelly side, and yes, I am biased. But I think one of the strongest points about the Kelly is that the design has not changed that much. It gets a lot of criticism saying, oh, it's not like innovating, right? It's not really storming the trenches of the avant-garde, but that's sort of the point,
Which
right?
is I don't believe it's true. Which I don't think it's true at all that Kelly is not, what's the word that you use?
Avant-garde?
No.
Or maybe in the same way, like people saw it as they wanted it because Grace Kelly had it now. People want it now because other famous people have it now.
Yeah.
Right? They're not thinking about the design or how it incorporates into their life. And that's okay, right? That's how you get introduced to it sometimes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you and I are deep in, and that's why we appreciate so many, just tiny bit of variations. Like, oh, this is different than the
Yes.
one that we saw
Yes.
before.
Yes.
So I think that's why people say, oh, all these bags look the same. It's like,
Yes.
no, I was like, actually,
And I've been there. I've been there, right? In the beginning of the Hermèscapades, and even now to some degree, like with the dance and the pochette, I still miss it.
people will be like, oh, Birkin and Kelly, they look the same. I'm like, no, like how
dare you?
right? Because
Yeah.
basically they have like the two
Yeah.
strap, which is it's the same strap.
It's like those people who have twins. And you're like, how do you tell them apart? They're like, what do you mean? They look different. You're like, they look literally identical twins.
Sure. Biggest thing is Kelly has a strap.
Yes.
I love to maneuver with my two hands, like doing
Yes.
grocery,
Yes.
maneuver the way or whatever not.
Yeah.
Like Birkin has to be only specific place that I know that okay, there'll be a place that I can put, like cause my Birkin is 35, it's heavy.
I think some of the other strong points of the Kelly's boringness, right? I think the strong point is that it's actually very adaptable, right? Hermes has been very sagacious in having multiple versions of Kellys that are applicable to men, that are applicable to women, and are applicable everywhere in between.
They're colorized.
I mean, yes, we mock
everything.
them for colorizing consistently, and maybe that is a little bit of a money grab. It's a money grab. But also, I say that knowing full well that I have a Kelly messenger bag, knowing full well that I have a Kelly sac à dépêche, knowing full well that you have of large varieties of Kellys, and there's really sort of a Kelly that fits all the different needs that you would kind of need to have. You have a Kelly Voyage, you have the Kelly Pochette, you have a Kelly Cut, you have Kelly Dance, you have Kelly Jump.
In this case, not me specifically,
No,
but like one
that are available.
Yes.
Those are.
Just want to clarify.
Whereas some of the other bags, you don't really have that. Constance, for example, really you don't have much of any variety.
So 18 and 24.
I mean, you have size varieties, but you don't have.
Sure.
I mean, I guess you have Constance wallets and stuff, but
I don't count wallet
Yeah,
to go.
yeah.
Nah, let's not push that. Yeah.
whereas Kelly, I mean, you'll have some that literally have feathers and crocodile scales. You'll have some that are made from ostrich. You have some that are large. You have some that are
Made from
small.
wood.
You can match them with your shoes in the same design, and it just speaks it's so coherent, the design language, that when it's applied in many different areas, you still get the benefit of that cultural heritage that comes along with Hermes, but also that kind of glow up that comes along with being associated with a princess. So that brings us to the question is, if you are a Kelly person, a person who enjoys a Kelly, not named Kelly, maybe named Kelly. What up, Kelly? How you all doing? All the Kellys out there.
The Kelly with the IE.
Oh, yeah.
How many spelling can
with
we
a
have?
Q? A Kelly?
Yeah.
Anyways, if you are someone who is looking for this as your first quota bag, or maybe you have other objects, but it's not the bag that you have, I think there are some considerations to it. I think, first of all, obviously Kelly's does have a wide variety of it, and depending on where your style taste is, if you want just the original hardcore quota bag Kelly, especially in those sizes like 25 or smaller, you're going to be in for a ride, even more so than some of the other bags that are potentially available.
But Kelly has more, like I was saying, options
Correct.
than Birkin for
yes,
sure. So
absolutely. It's much more applicable, and you can maybe satiate some of your Kelly needs on your way up to getting the Kelly quota bag by, again, looking at something else like a Kelly Cut.
And one consideration is Birkin, it's go up 5 centimeters at a time.
Yes.
So you get 20, 25,
Yeah.
30, 35, 40, 45, and so on. Kelly, you have obviously the minis. I'm not going to, you have 15, 20, 25, 28,
Yeah.
right? So you have 25 to 28, 28 to 32, 32 to 35. My point is, if you want to put it in your wish list, it's a little bit more forgiving because only it's 3 centimeters different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is that the most in-demand Kelly bags, the ones that most people want, it really is a Royal Rumble on the back end side.
No, let's say
right?
it's 25. You could be like,
Okay.
you know what, let's do 28 because it's only 3 centimeters
Yeah.
versus Birkin 25 go up to 30,
Yeah.
30. It's 5 centimeters.
Yeah.
The size, if you have a smaller frame,
Mm.
30 might be too big for you. And 25 might be, the wait time might be too long. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying, right? Yeah.
So that is our Hermes 101, just kind of brief discussion about the Kelly bag. What we think about it, why we love it, why it represents such a big portion of our collection, and there's so much more to it. Maybe we can get further into discussion. In fact, I'd love to hear why you all, are considering a Kelly. Obviously, if you're watching this, a Kelly is something on your mind, something that you're considering for your collection, and maybe feel something is right for you. I'd be curious to see what kind of motivations you have for it as well.
Tout le monde.
Come on. Take the bag.
Now, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the Kelly conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help our channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. But also because it means you will get notified when our newest videos come out, and we talk more about all the different bags and all of our different collections and all the different Hermes stuff we got. So with that, from a very chilly, a very morning, and a very street sweepy Piazzale Michelangelo in Firenze. Ciao.